Got vision and destiny. Add elemental, that's chemistry. All those heroes, that's infinity. It's endgame.
Yugi peoples, welcome to the deck profile for my undefeated 60 card hero deck. So yeah, we went undefeated. I think we played 5 rounds total. I did have a draw the second round with Raziel. You know, the match just took a while, combo and counterplay and then grinding and such and everything, and that's just the way it is with Yu-Gi-Oh sometimes. So yeah, even though we didn't lose, you know, we had some really good games. Yeah, I felt pretty comfortable with the 60 card deck, and I didn't draw a whole bunch of useless cards, a whole bunch of one-ofs. I did have one hand where even out of the 60 cards I had, Increase still had to find his way to the head of the line, but I was still able to win that game because of like Evil Assault, and you know, that's the way it works right now. So yeah, I actually like this a little bit more. I want to say there's about 22 going second cards off inside of here. And yeah, it's just like it worked pretty well along with it. I was happy to have a Hero Lives back off in there. As y'all know, my last deck profile didn't have a Hero Lives in it. And yeah, I'd say it did help. You know, it's another starter. It's another starter, but we were able to fit in a whole lot more hand traps, going second cards, and even with the way the deck played and the way it was, I still feel like, you know, there are probably some cards that have been cut out. Like Toxic Bubble could have still been, you know, another hand trap, or maybe even another starter like Ferris. But you know, overall, I felt like with 3 Stratos and 3 A Hero Lives, I only needed 1 Ferris. Like, if I was going to get to him, I was going to get to him. And that's, you know, even with Evil Assault, you can dump. You can use, what's his name? Golly, I can't even think of his name. But you can use him to dump Shadow Mist, and then Shadow Mist can add the Ferris. So there are plenty of ways to get the Ferris. So I didn't really feel like I needed to run 3 of them. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the deck profile. Also, let y'all know, since we hit 1,700 subscribers, there will be a giveaway, and the giveaway will involve these Gold Duelist Academy oversleeves that you see here. So yeah, I'll tell y'all about that giveaway in another video. Let's go ahead and jump into the deck profile here. We'll start off with the elemental heroes, of course. We got 3 Stratoses with Neos and Shadow Mist. My last deck profile, there was only 1 Stratos because there was only one that was really kind of needed with the card count that I was trying to stick around. And also, since there was no Hero Lives in it, there was really nothing to there was really, you know, no point in playing 3 Stratoses when I don't have a Hero Lives to summon him out to the board with. But with 60 cards, you know, more cards, you need more 1-card starters, or he's not even necessarily a 1-card starter. Yeah, he is now, I guess, now that you have Evil Hero Adjusted Gold, even though you really don't want to go that route if you don't have to. But yeah, so these are the elemental heroes. Very bare minimum there on those little fellers. And then we have the Destiny heroes, or actually we'll do the Vision heroes. We got Ferris with 2 Vions and 1 Increase. Yeah, 60 cards, only 1 Increase. I didn't really feel the need to run like multiples of him. And I guess like at the end of the day, I really didn't want to run multiples of him. I hate having to run 2 because it's just like he always wants to come to your hand. And it feels like when you run 2 of them, you're almost guaranteed to have 1 of them. I mean, even though now you can pitch them off of Evil Assault, like why do you want to draw it in the first place? 1 Ferris, because like I said earlier, with the 3 Stratos, 3 A Hero Lives, dumping Shadow Mist, if you want to get to Ferris, you're probably going to get to him. Probably in my next upcoming deck that I have to do, I'm probably going to have to run 3 Ferris, because it seems like Ferris is probably like the main, I guess like the best way to do the combo. So yeah, that'll change up. And you know, just like my ratios and everything change depending on the deck and the play style and everything that I'm going with. So, you know, for everybody who always asks, oh, what's the correct ratio and everything for it, it's really a matter of preference. I don't think, you know, you have to run 3 Ferris. I've run decks with 3, I've run them with 1, run them with 2. You know, it varies depending on the number account, how many going second cards you want to play and such. So, you know, that's that. Destiny heroes, 3 Malicious, Plasma, and Denier. Let's see. Of course, you're going to run the 3 Mally Denier. Denier and Plasma, I don't really feel like they're as, I don't know, I guess like as strong or as needed as they used to be, which you'll probably see like in my next deck that I have an idea for that I'm going to try to get work, but it's not going to have Denier off in there. It's not going to have Plasma. But I feel like since you're running Fusion Destiny, it's like if you're put in the position to where you're having, where your other starters get stopped and you do have the Fusion Destiny, you don't want to just Fusion Destiny into DPE, because you know he used to be enough, but with the way the game works now, he's just not enough by himself. So I feel like if you're going to play Fusion Destiny and you know you want to have Plasma off inside of there, he's not part of really like the main combo that we do anymore, unless you're like forced into it after you get nibbed or something like that, or you may even to force out nib, you know, if you're going to go for OTK or something like that. But yeah, he's definitely not as powerful and as strong as he used to be. Oh, that's the Destiny Hero package. Then the Evil Hero package, of course, 3 Adjusted Goals, Dead Prison, that's what I was thinking about, Toxic Bubble, Sinister Necrom, and Infernal Rider. And yeah, this is like the, I guess like the extended Evil Hero package, because I believe like, you know, if you really want to keep the deck like too efficient, you probably take, you know, stuff like this out, because you don't want to run this, because when you run the Infernal Rider, you're also adding in Super Poly, you're adding in Dark Fusion, and you know, you're just adding in more 1-ofs into the deck, and the deck already kind of has enough of those. Toxic Bubble was cool. I think there was only like one time I drew him out of searching for him, but he did, you know, net me some extra draws with all the pitching you have to do for Super Poly, Evil Hero Assault, Fairs and stuff. I felt like, you know, since I was playing 60 cards, it felt like there was space off in there for him, so I decided to go ahead and run it. There were a couple times where I searched for him. He gave me some extra cards to my hand, you know, and I wouldn't even necessarily say I had him off in there in hopes to draw like a hand trap or something like that, but it was just to keep my hand count up so that I had enough cards in order to, you know, discard for Fairs. I had discard for Evil Assault, and to have a card to discard for Super Poly during my opponent's turn. So yeah, he was pretty good. He was decent, and you know, I like this. These just need to be 1-ofs with the Infernal Rider and such, and then of course Evil Hero Adjusted Goal, because he's you know, he gets to that starter. And those are the monsters right there. Then we got our spells, the return of a Hero League. Since we played 60 cards, there was plenty of room for it. 3 Fusion Destinies. Like I said, if you're gonna run this card, I feel like you might as well go ahead and run Plasma and such. 3 Evil Assault, of course, starters, and then the 1-ofs, Poly, Dark Fusion, Super Poly, Called By, let's see, let's do these like these, Called By, Foolish Burial, and Miracle Fusion. So all these 1-of spells and such, like I said, if you're going to run Infernal Rider, it kind of adds like 2 more bad cards inside of the deck. Let's just say they're cards that you don't want to open up in your hand. Let's not necessarily say they're bad cards, because then people will be trying to get on me and stuff. So it's not necessarily that they're bad cards, but they're not cards that you want to draw in your opening hand when you're trying to combo and get things going, because like, I guess like the Dark Fusion at times may be able to help you get there, but it's really something you want to search for. Same thing with Super Poly. I mean, same thing really even with regular polymerization. You want to search for it, not have to, you know, not open it in your hand. Same thing with Miracle Fusion. And, you know, that's the bad thing about the extended Evil Hero package is, you know, you already have so many 1-ofs off inside of there, and you just added more off in there. But this was the spell lineup. And then we got our last 2, our trap cards, our favorite contact, and our dark supremacy. I saw like, you know, kind of a little bit of debate about whether you should main deck this card or not. And a lot of people were saying just keep it in your side for when you go first, because like you said, it's another one of those 1-ofs that you don't want to draw. I mean, same thing with favorite contact. You don't want to draw these cards in your opening hand when you're trying to combo, or even when you're going second, because you would rather it be like a going second card or a hand trap. It's just the power level of the decks in this format are so strong. It's hard not to main deck these, because when you do go first, it kind of feels like if you don't get if you don't get to this card or don't get to this card and stuff, then it just kind of really hurts because it's hard to stop them from, you know, activating 5 cards that go 1 card combo on you. So yeah, it's a, how do you say, it's like a win-lose thing. It's like you run it, and, you know, just hope for the best with it. I'm going to continue to main deck it. Well, it really depends on the deck that I play with, because I keep saying that because my deck profile is going to be like a whole different style of hero deck. So yeah, those are the spells and traps. Then we got our going second cards. Droll, this card was amazing. I say like the best thing about running 60 cards is, like I said, I got to have like 20, I think it's like 22 going second cards off in there. There's Fuamos, of course, Ash to stop those little guys and stuff like that. We got Droplet because what's his name? Abyss Dweller is a thing. 3 talents to, you know, when you get that first hand trap put in on you, to go ahead and try to hit that second one. Then you got the 3 thrusts to search for talents, or, you know, to search for whatever starter you might need, even Fusion Destiny in certain cases. Since I am running thrust, I decided to have 1 Dark Ruler no more, and then 3 infinite impermanences. So yeah, I have to say, like, as far as the hands I remember drawing, it felt like almost every single game I drew, you know, at least 2 of these cards. There were even a couple games where I actually draw 3 of them, and I still had, you know, some 1 card starters. So it felt really strong to play 60 cards. And, you know, I know some of the, I guess, how do you say, some of the arguments and such against it. There are less chances of you drawing your side deck cards and things and such like that. But, you know, I felt like with 60 cards, I was able to play a whole lot more 1 card starters. I was able to decrease my chance of drawing those cards that are 1-ofs, and I was able to include more going second cards, as you can see. So yeah, I just feel like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh, there's quite a bit of luck involved in it when you're playing an off meta deck, you know, because you have to include so many bad cards. And, you know, it's just the way it is with heroes. You know, we need so many cards to combo off, so many cards to have our decks work together. And, you know, it just means that you can't run as many non-engine cards, or I guess it's they stop going second cards, or non-engine cards and everything. But I like this lineup. Everything about it was fine. Droll was amazing. Fuamos was amazing. Droplet was amazing. I probably wouldn't change anything out of this. As far as the deck overall, I really feel like there's nothing to change or add or take out about of it, except for Toxic Bubble. I really feel like it's probably not needed. You could probably take it out for maybe if you wanted another Dark Ruler, or if you wanted to, you know, fit in another Ferris or something like that. It could probably be replaced. Other than that, I feel like the deck ran pretty solidly. There was no game that I remember having that I just couldn't play or activate or just do anything at all, and I just, you know, lost. Unlike when I played the 40 card version, I want to say there were at least like 2 games where my hands were so bad that I just couldn't do anything, couldn't play and nothing like that. And you know, that could be the difference of reason why with, you know, with those decks I was, you know, finishing top 4, and then, you know, got first place with the 60 card version. So yeah. But I do believe I also got first place with the 45 card version at some point. Or maybe it was second. No, it was top 4 twice. And then when I switched to the 60 card version, I was finally able to get that first place. Let's go ahead and look at the extra deck. So yeah, that was 60 cards. Extra deck are E-Heroes. We got Wake Up, Shining Neos, Wingman. I got the misprint one now that I need to put off in there. Infernal Rage, Sunrise, The Shining, and Brave Neos. My last one, I did the combo for y'all, so y'all saw why the Brave Neos is off inside of there. This card right here seemed like it was a good option to put off in there, but I noticed as I was playing and such that, you know, it didn't really feel like it was needed. There was no time that I actually used it and brought it out, because usually when you play this card, it's because you're wanting to fusion with your opponent's monster. But I mean, I feel like it's still good because, like, you know, even with Blue Eyes, a lot of their monsters are white, and you know they can't respond with it with that what's his name, Spirit's effect, and then bring it out, or even the I think the Omni Negate guy that they bring out is also light, so you know, it's useful. It just never came up for me. There was never a point where I actually drew the super poly and was like, you know, a hero lives into Stratos, and then, you know, they do that. And then I was like, super poly into the shine. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that as soon as I take it out, it would actually come up, because that's how Yu-Gi-Oh works, right? You know, when you have it off in there, it doesn't come up. But then as soon as you take it out, the very first game, the very first instance, it's like, dang, I wish I had not had taken it out. And that's just how it happens. So yeah, we'll also do a test hand with this video. It's probably gonna be a bad test hand though, since everything's all kind of put together at the moment. Then our evil heroes, 2 evil hero Neos Lord, 1 of the Lady Beatrix. I mean, this is self-explanatory. Sometimes in a combo, you're not able to get to Brave Neo, so you need to be able to bring out Neos Lord, and then you need to have a second one to use the evil hero Neos Lord and their monster in order to bring out the other one. So yeah, that's why that's off in there, because sometimes that's just how it works. The lone Destiny hero, DPE, he's still in there. Then our Link monsters, Inferno Devicer, Wonder Driver, Dread Decimator, Cross Crusader. This card, Dread Decimator, it's a matter of, you know, whether you want to run it or not. It kind of helps in droll situations, because sometimes, you know, you're able to get enough damage on the board to kind of kill your opponent or to take out a troublesome monster, you know, and that's kind of what Dread Decimator is there for. You know, him and DPE can kind of, you know, team up to, you know, increase your attack, decrease their attack when they have like giant monsters or you're trying to OTK and such. So, you know, he's really pretty good off inside of there. You know, especially if you're going Fusion Destiny and, you know, you're bringing out DPE and you're able to link climb up into Dread Decimator and have something else on the board, you're usually about to kill your opponent right there, even if they had drolled you and such. So that's the main reason why he's off in there. The extra deck is pretty solid. Like I said, the only thing that could probably really be changed is the Shining. You probably want to take that out. And yeah, I'm not sure what you would replace off inside of there. The Dread Decimator also, you know, they're kind of flex spots. I know some people like the other evil hero fusion monster. I think he's a warrior and a fiend, which can be kind of nice in certain situations. And, you know, it's just like, you know, kind of 2 little flex spots where you kind of run it. I think Blake did a combo, I believe, that requires 2 Wonder Drivers, I believe. So yeah, or some play that he did that requires 2 Wonder Drivers. But yeah, that's the extra deck right there. Then the side deck, I'm missing a sleeve. I have to find it. 3 Lancias, of course, for Malice and everything. Nib for against like everything, especially like Blue Eyes. Then you got these guys off in here, and I know you're wondering, why are these guys off in here? Because they are cross out targets, of course. So yeah, I get tired of getting hit with these guys. It seems like I'm always getting hit with these guys, and then a lot of the decks, you know, have so many main deck hand traps that you're actually, and then like, you know, that was one thing too, is the Toxic Bubble probably could have been replaced with an Effect Veiler, so that, you know, it's in the deck, it's already a going second card, it's a pretty decent going second card or non-engine card. And then, you know, I wouldn't have to have it in the side deck. I could have put something else off of here, like maybe the other Bestial that they use, because sometimes, you know, I've seen Baldrake get played and everything. But yeah, this was pretty solid. You know, even with 60 cards, there were a couple of times that I drew this and it was just amazing. Mostly I feel like you need it for droll, because like, you know, as a hero player, you kind of learn how to play around Nib or play through Nib, play around, you know, certain cards and such. But I feel like, you know, Droll and even Lancia at times can really be a problem when you're playing this deck, because Lancia will keep you from using Mali, it'll keep you from using Vion, it'll keep you from using Inferno Rider, you know, and it just locks you out of a lot of your cards. Miracle Fusion is another one. And yeah, so it's just like I feel like, you know, if you want to win, you're gonna have to cross those cards out because it's really hard to play through those. Lancia is very popular because of Malice. I think Droll is very popular because it's good against Blue Eyes and, you know, a couple other decks and everything. But yeah, so I felt like cross out designator was super important throughout the thing. And, you know, even with 60 cards, if you don't play it, you can't draw it. So, you know, I played it and I actually drew it a couple of times and it definitely helped out. I did hit one Droll and I actually hit a Lancia. So, you know, hey, it did what it was supposed to do. It served its purpose. And then the last 3 cards evenly match for those decks that, you know, put up monsters and traps without an Omni Negate. Very good against Blue Eyes because, you know, they have a whole bunch of cards set to the board, and then the Omni Negate with what is his name, Spirit of Blue Eyes, I think, doesn't hit the board out, you know, the way they want it to. So yeah. Anything I would change about the side deck? I think the only thing is, like, I've noticed the Razio, however you say it, is kind of like on the rise. So I would like to get those. What is that called? I can't remember the spell card, but it's the one that makes it to where they can't activate that monster's effect for the entire turn to hit the detonator, because they bring it back with the Eclipse guy, even if you get it off the board and such. So it's just like, if you activate that card, then even if they bring it back or do whatever it is with it, you know, it's still shut off for the complete turn, so you don't have to worry about it. So I do wish I had room for that. If I did, you know, it'd probably be like replacing some of these, or, you know, because I don't actually think I ended up crossing these out at any point in the game, but yeah, it's not really necessary for my upcoming thing. But yeah, all right. Thank y'all for sticking around, listening to my rambling, listening to my hero deck. Don't forget to check out my sponsors at MetaTCG. They have little dice carrier things and everything. And as you see, I have 2 different ones. I have the red ones and the black ones. I like to have interracial dice, and they look pretty good with the Evil Hero Neo Sword, which is also the reason behind the black sleeves and the red sleeves. I kind of like to accessorize a little bit, so, you know, you got the black, gold, and red, just like my boy Evil Hero Neo Sword here. But yeah, so appreciate everybody for sticking around to the end of that. Like I said, check out my sponsors over at metatcg.com. Use my code MHero. Save yourself some monies so that you can buy more cardboard and such. And this was turned around the wrong way the whole video. And I know some people might be wondering, like, why these are always in my video. Because, like, they're very, very special. Very, very special to me. When I started, I took a break from the game for 7 years after Pendulum came out. And when I started playing up again, it was like right after COVID, and they had the, what was it, Back to Duel things, where they started opening up the official tournament store things. And when I first started playing, Heroes was very, very expensive, you know, Malicious Gold and, I mean, not Malicious Gold, but Malicious Bane and Adjusted Gold were like very, very expensive. I think even like Liquid Soldier, you know, was pretty pricey, but a lot of the cards in there was like pretty expensive. So when I first came back to the game, I started off playing Zodiac. Pure Zodiac, just a million hand traps and Zodiac monsters, and I kept winning, and I stacking and everything. And even though I had like a lot of fun with it, was good with, I really wanted to get back to Heroes. So eventually I was able to get to my hero deck and stuff. I played in the first tournament with it. It went pretty bad, and then I kind of like adjusted, practiced, getting my combos and stuff. And the second time I played with it was actually when they announced the Back to Duel thing, and I played Heroes instead of playing Zodiac, and I took first place with it, and it just felt like, you know, Heroes was back again for me, and it was crazy. So that's the importance of this one. That's why I love this one so much, because, you know, it was the first, you know, kind of big tournament I won back with Heroes, you know. And then this third place one is, I decided to run, I want to say it was like a pure It was a pure E-Hero deck. I had Bubble Man off in there. I had Blaze Man off in there. And this was before we had the new Neos, the new Cosmo Neo support, the spell card that switches them in and out and everything. But I kind of had like a nostalgic moment, and we went into the tournament that day, and they were like, oh, we're going to be playing for trophies. And I was like, oh no, there's no way I'm going to do good with this, fun little E-Hero deck. Like I said, it was no Destiny heroes off in there. It was just like pure E-Heroes. But I ended up somehow managing to take third place with it. And I want to say like the main reason why was because of Super Poly. I had 3 Super Polys off in there because, with the E-Heroes, you can fuse them with like anything. So yeah, but that's why you see these in these videos. They have, very important significance to me with my E-Hero-ness and everything. So yeah. Appreciate y'all again for staying, watching, listening to my rambling again, and I will catch y'all on the next video, which will be the giveaway announcement video. Deuces.
My wingman, he come through, he level up, he Goku, he's shining out and popping to over 9K. That's a breakthrough. We on top now. Here's a look at our world.